I went to ACC my first semester out of college. Then I went to Blend. It was called Blend Team.
Blend?
Yeah, so I attended Blend, classes at Blend and at Texas A&M over in College Station, and I did that
Blend got
until
some ballers, man.
in Breno, and the College Station is just a college campus, but yeah, Blend and Breno has some ballers. I think that was back when Cam Newton was playing on the football team and all that, but. Yeah, man, it was a good time. Once I moved over there, to College Station, I uh, had a hard time adjusting to the freedom, right? And
Oh yeah.
again, I was such a disciplined kid growing up. Once I got into college, it was like partying everywhere, pool parties everywhere, and they had free food. So I was like, I'm definitely going because, back in college, you're donating blood and plasma and stuff just to make
Yeah,
ends
just
meet,
to get some. Oh, dude, I
they
already
had free
noticed.
pizza somewhere. I was going.
That's the same thing with me. Do get money or just any type of bread. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, it's time to party, time to have
yeah,
fun, just figure something out.
yeah,
Dude, I remember it's funny. One time, I think I got some money, and it was just like I wasn't even 21 yet. So then I
yeah,
had to have somebody go with me, and I had a motorcycle. It's like, man, hop up on the back. So we're over there on the back, and then get just so we could get some drinks. So it's just hilarious, just how how that is in college. You're just figuring things out, and then you can adapt to that in a certain way for real life,
yeah,
but in a better way. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
definitely. My first week in college, I tried to make my own fake ID, and it didn't work at all, right? And so I think I tried to like cut like a number, like that maybe 21 or whatnot, and I was like, damn, I tried to melt the plastic back on it. So I eventually just stabbed some holes through that ID to make it look like like a dog was biting through it in case I ever got pulled over, which I did. And they said this looks like no dog pulled, like bit through this. It looks like someone trying to make a fake ID and stabbed it. And luckily, I didn't get like into any trouble for that. But yeah, can't say the same about whatever they pulled me over or whatever my interaction was to begin with. But yeah, man, I had a good time in college.
So, did college inspire the events like the event promoting when you started getting into that?
I would say it definitely had some kind of impact. When I was living there, I had a couple of friends that were promoting there on Northgate. There was a couple bars. B Bar was one of them. Hookah Lounge was another one. Some of my fraternity brothers were involved in attending all these parties, so we're always there. And I just thought there was some way that people were like benefiting from it outside of the bar. Because my friends they were always talking about going to this place, and like we had free drinks, which is all I cared about really at the time was not having to pay for drinks. But then I started seeing the more of the business side of aspect that I still wasn't 100% aware of after that. But I actually didn't even get into promoting until like maybe 3 years after that. And it was all it all kind of just happened. It wasn't anything that I was planning on doing. It was just we threw a party. My buddy who went to high school at Hutto got drafted by the Jets, the New York Jets, as a receiver. His name was Jeremy Curley.
I know him.
Yeah. He played at TCU.
Well, I've heard of him.
Yeah. But we're teammates, same basketball team, that kind of thing. And so, leading up to it, him being drafted, you were kind of just like BSing, talking about, let's throw a draft party. And I was like, man, let me put your draft party together. I bet I can get everybody to show up, and we'll do some limos or some shit like that. And I had a buddy from college who was the promoter for, man, what was it called back in the day? It was called a Haven, a Phoenix, I think is what it was called back then. And I hit him up, and it was getting really close to the date, and I was like, the dialogue wasn't there where like I felt like to get that reassurance that this was going to be like something we didn't have to worry about and all that. So I just picked up the phone and I called Phoenix, and the GM answered, and who later ends up being a really good friend of mine. We worked together later on in life by the name of Cody Woolley, and he was like, well, what do you want for this? And I was like, I didn't even know how to really negotiate my own deal, at that time. And he was like, well, I'll give you this and I'll give you that. And I was like, all right, that's cool, and we ended up packing out the place, maybe 500 people, everybody from Hutto, felt like it was there. And I ended up meeting, a lot of people that were in his circle, marketing, team, things like that, people who were doing his endorsements. And so I just partnered like with them. Their name was BAM PR and Marketing. I didn't know at the time, but they represented like over 200 athletes. And so I just met, his name was Ali Mayberry. I met him, and we just chopped it up. And I was like, hey, man, let's do something, at some point. And at some point it came maybe like 2 months after that, and we threw another event. And that event was pretty good. And then it just kept on going from there,